Televisa presenta.
Everyone, welcome to this new episode of our World Inc. podcast. Your place to get to know and analyze the situation in the other countries a little. You know, I am your trusted informant. Today we'll talk about discovering Switzerland, a journey through diversity. But before we start, let's see how our usual college are today. Diego, how are you feeling today?
Very good, Coral. Happy to be accompanying you in one more episode of this very interesting podcast.
Thank you very much, Diego. I'm very excited too. Dear Carlos, how are you?
What a cover! Really good today. We have a very interesting song and I think it's very worth touching.
I agree with you, Carlos, especially for all those who have a trip planned or plan to migrate to Switzerland. And finally, we have Evelyn. Evelyn, how are you?
Hello, Cor, and hello to the audience that will be us today. I feel good, full of information to provide you with pleasure.
Okay, excellent. I can't wait to see that you bring news today. Well, let's get started. Switzerland is like the heart of Europe, surrounded by mountains, delicious chocolate, and precious watches. It has great cities like Zurich and Geneva, where people work in banks and technology. In addition, Switzerland is super quiet political and has a direct democracy, which means that people vote a lot on important decisions. Life is expensive, but salaries are high. So it is worth it. And don't forget about their fun festivals, such as the Benzer Carnival. In short, Switzerland is an incredible country where life is good. In Switzerland, four main languages are spoken, like German, French, Italian, and Romance. In the German Swiss part, German is spoken. In the French-speaking Swiss part, French is spoken. In the Italian Swiss part, Italian is spoken. And in some areas of Grisons, Romansh and Romance language is spoken. It is great because it shows the cultural diversity of the country. Depending on the region you are in, you could hear one of this language on the streets. Diego, what can you share with us today?
Well, I can tell you an interesting fact is that in Switzerland consistently ranks among the top countries globally of four average salaries, highlighting economic difference between developed and developing nations. If other developing countries were to adopt similar economic policies and prioritize education, they could potentially narrow the salary gap with developed nations. But let's talk about salaries. In Mexico, a language teacher earns an average of 5,542 Swiss francs a year, while in Switzerland, it is 100,590 Swiss francs. The difference is abysmal and greatly affects the quality of life of each one.
And that is partly due to the government's investment in education, an impressive 5.7% of Swiss GDP. In addition, the Swiss labor market is diverse with immense opportunities in schools and academies for English teachers.
But it's not easy today. To work in Switzerland as a teacher, you need to master the language and have internationally recognized certification, such as ELF or DELF. And let's not forget the visa process, which requires detailed documentation.
Of course. But working as an English teacher is in Switzerland has its advantages. Competitive salaries, job stability, and exceptional quality of life.
Yeah, but however, there are also challenges, such as the high living cost and fierce competition for jobs. But I don't want to be pessimistic. Obviously, it's not something possible to do, and with perseverance and preparation, it can be a rewarding experience.
So if you are thinking of working as a translator or English teacher in Switzerland, get ready for a trip full of exciting opportunities and challenges. But remember, to work as a teacher in Switzerland, in addition to the visa, it is necessary to have professional resume in German or French, copies of certificates of study, and certificates of a previous job.
And the documents necessary to process a visa are a permission from the competent cantonal authority, a long-term visa application with the correct information, an original passport, a recent photograph. The visa fee already paid to cost is 80 euros, according to the ERA website.
Well, friends, that's all for today. It was a small but very good talk, which will serve as reference for you to consider visiting this country in the future. Don't forget to follow us in our platforms. You can find us as World Inc. every Thursday night. We bring you one more chapter. And remember that visiting your grandmother is important, but she doesn't have the views on the balconies give you in Switzerland. See you guys!